Welcome in, Bears fans, to Bears' latest Fan Art Sports. I'm Dan Levy with a daily reminder that the Green Bay Packers indeed suck. Welcome into the show. We are going to preview and get things ready as the Bears will prepare to face off against the Kansas City Chiefs in tonight's last preseason game of the 2025 football season. A lot of things to talk about, especially all starters are a go tonight for both franchises. So Caleb Williams versus Patrick Mahomes. Get your popcorn ready. This one should be a good one. Probably not going to play very long, but the plays and the snaps that they do will be impactful, and it will be a good preview as to what we can expect with this Bears team. We start off, however, talking about Week 1 preseason against the Miami Dolphins. Got some issues. Miami Dolphins have faced all three preseason opponents in joint practices, but center Aaron Brewer said one team stood out for the wrong reasons. He said the first joint practice with Chicago felt like it was just some BS because they were out there tackling and this and that, but Brewer said it was like fake physicality. If they're out there playing tackle football and everybody else was out there playing 7-on-7 or something, it's fake physicality. Chicago defender leveled Jalen Waddle, even dragged head coach Mike McDaniel into a sideline scuffle. Meanwhile, linebackers Jordan Brooks, Terrell Dodson clashed in what was later described as a downplay of a brother disagreement. Though the Lions, he said that when they played the Lions, that it taught them that you have to use your mind right like every day. You got to approach it the same way, and you can't short step or do anything like that. But he said overall, the Bears were out there doing fake physicality. He started, and this guy apparently was very upset about that. So here's what we can talk about, and here's what we can chat about. Right now, who cares? It's preseason. They were joint practices. They are controlled joint practices. Whether or not guys are hitting right or whether or not, it's typical NFL season football. You're in these joint practices because they have now shortened the preseason. So now they have these joint practices where people come to each other's franchises and they do these kinds of things. Whether or not he thought it was a fake physicality, whether or not they were hitting or weren't hitting, it's preseason, buddy. Relax. You're going to get all the licks you want. You're going to get all the real physicality that you want. You're Miami. You're fine. Take care of your own problems. Don't worry about it. If you didn't get all the physicality that you wanted or you thought there were some cheap shots in there, it's the NFL. Who cares? Go somewhere else. You're in Miami. Don't worry about what's going on in Chicago. If you didn't like your stay there, better off next year. We'll see you later down the road. Don't worry about what's going on in a Bears den. Speaking of what's going on in a Bears den, well, we'll talk about this just in a little bit. Should the Bears add a veteran? The Bears roster cuts are looming. The Bears are less than a week away from trimming their roster now from 90 to 53. And while some position groups do look strong, a few big question marks do remain, and not all of them are just about depth. Some involve positions where the Bears will need key contributions this season. The big question is, should they add a veteran? Ryan Poles, Bears GM, and Ben Johnson might feel the roster is good enough to go to war in September. They've fixed a lot of issues during this offseason, but not everything, and realistically, it was never possible to patch every hole in one summer. They did an awesome job of pumping up this offensive line, a great job of implementing new offenses and drafting great players like Colston Loveland and Luther Burden III. All look to be really good standouts from this year's draft. Some things that still have some questions. The backfield, running back, remains cloudy. DeAndre Swift hasn't played in the preseason. Kyle Monungai, the 7th-round draft pick, sat out the preseason game after shining in the first, and Roschon Johnson, Travis Homer are both banged-up backs. These are still questions about whether this group can hold up once the season kicks off. Even more so, DeAndre Swift. He's the one that's supposed to be running back number 1. We still don't know what he looks like in this offense, and a lot of questions do remain around that one. And the question is, should they add something there? Then, depth at the edge rushing position. Yep, fans love what they've seen so far from Austin Booker. He's been great. What a shine that guy has been. But behind him, the edge room feels paper thin. If either starter misses time, the depth chart could get exposed fast. And this might be the one spot where the Bears can't afford to gamble. And that might be a place where maybe another vet would help with that one. Offensive tackle confidence. Well, the Bears appear to be locked in on Braxton Jones at that left tackle. Haven't made it official yet. Why? I don't know why, but hopefully that will be already cemented before week 1. While it's unlikely they maneuver for more help at this position before week 1, confidence in Jones as the long-term answer is still very much a wait-and-see situation, considering how banged up he is. What about a veteran pass rusher? Does that make sense? Running back and tackles might be off the table, but edge depth remains a glaring weakness. A move for a proven veteran like Zadarius Smith could stabilize the room. The cost likely between $7 to $10 million, and that might make the Chicago Bears hesitate. But if Smith isn't an option, the Bears should be aggressive in scooping up any edge rushing defender cuts during the final roster trim downs. That's the other cool part about Ryan Poles. It's the one thing that I don't think he gets enough credit for. But his brain is still going, and he, and just like every GM out there, they are waiting to see who gets cut. When the cuts happen down to 53, there's going to be a lot of things that you can watch out for. This team needs not just one, but 2 more edge players to feel secure, and I'm pretty sure this is not news to Ryan Poles. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I can't wait to see what happens when all the final cuts start going on and people start trimming it down to 53. The Bears are going to make their cuts. Injuries will thin out this roster, especially tonight. We'll see who's in, who's out, who doesn't make the roster, and who actually gets injured where they cannot play. And that's when we get to see the true genius of what Ryan Poles can do as a general manager for the Bears. I don't think he's a fool. I think he knows what's going on. I think he knows where he needs to implement some backup and get some real security going. The 3 places I just mentioned, offensive line, they boosted it up. It looks beefy. It looks good. But it always helps to have one more guy there, especially not left tackle position if you're not sure about Braxton Jones. Running back positions, again, Kyle Monangai, he looked good, but then we didn't see him last week. Will he play some time tonight? And also, we haven't seen DeAndre Swift and see what he could do. Should we get a little place there? I'd like to see that. If not, edge rushers, those are thinning by the day. Those are the ones that we really need patching, and that is something that I have been harping on since training camp began. So these are things I hope Ryan Poles is looking out for. But if you're a Bears fan out there and you're trying to find out where they need to make some moves, remember, Ryan Poles got extended. He's looking to make this team as seamless as it can. Everyone's job is on the line. Ryan Poles, come cut time, we are looking for you to peruse those rosters of veterans and people that have gotten cut, and hopefully we can bring one of those into Chicago. Now, finally, tonight, the main event as the Bears and Chiefs will wrap up this preseason. Training camp is all done, and the finale is set for tonight at Arrowhead Stadium against the Chiefs. And while the game itself doesn't count in standings, it means everything for players fighting for position, fighting for their football future. With roster cuts looming as the NFL team trims down to 53 men, this is the last shot for a fringe of players to prove that they can be along. But here are 4 Bears worth watching closely in the final tune-up before week 1. And the first one, not a surprise, Caleb Williams. Yes, he's not fighting for a roster spot, but this night matters the same. After the confidence boost he got in that 38-0 win over the Bills, the now second-year quarterback needs to stack good performances together. And if he can look sharp against a string 1 Kansas City starters, it'll solidify the momentum heading into the regular season. And if he struggles, it could reignite questions about his readiness to run Ben Johnson's offense. And that's where guys like Tyson Bagent are licking their chops. We got a good idea against the Buffalo Bills, but it wasn't against their starters. Is Caleb Williams for real? Does he know this offense? And can he run it in a place where string 1 guys, starters, are going to be coming for his head? That's what I want to see. Number 2, Theo Bennett. Every year there's one undrafted rookie who forces coaches to take notice. Bennett has been that guy. The Canadian left tackle has played his way into the competition with Braxton Jones, leaving fellow rookies behind in the process. Jones is still expected to start, but another strong showing from Bennett could give the Bears something to think about heading into week 1. And I hope they take a look, and I hope they take notes, and I hope they figure out a way to make that decision sooner than later, or at least keep him on the roster just in case against Braxton. It still looks pretty hurt. it'd be nice to have somebody there ready to go. Number 3, Ian Wheeler. Running back depth has taken a hit this summer, opening the door for Wheeler to make his mark. Fans remember his breakout flashes in last year's camp before injury derailed him, and now he's back running with a purpose. He's not the flashiest back, but his ability to churn out yards after contact could lock him in as the safe running back 3 if he delivers a solid performance Friday night, which then leads to the question, where does Kyle Monangai go? We're going to have to see him go as well. That guy is another, I will make him a special mention for this one. If Kyle Monangai is playing tonight, we got to see what happens. Otherwise, that 7th round draft pick, otherwise, he's going to go. It's not very rare that 7th round draft picks get cut in this league, and if he's not ready to rock, he'll be ready to roll. Number 4, last one to watch, Dominique Robinson. That's right, Robinson is a bit of a wild card after a 3 underwhelming season. He's lucky to still be on this roster, but a thin defensive end group gives him one more shot to stick. With Austin Booker's injury status uncertain, Robinson could carve out a spot if he finally produces in a meaningful way. The clock is ticking, and Friday might be his last chance. So watch for Dominique Robinson, watch for Ian Wheeler, Theo Benedict, and also Caleb Williams. All eyes are on you, buddy. No shock for that one as we get ready to roll. Once again, going to be an exciting game tonight. The Bears versus Chiefs. Starters versus starters, at least for the couple of series. Let's see what this offense looks like, and let's see what this defense looks like as they'll get a true test at what it's like to go up against a Super Bowl contending team that is the Kansas City Chiefs. And I've said it before, and I said it in the last episode, do watch the Kansas City Chiefs. Do watch how they play defense and offense. Watch how a real team is supposed to operate, and that's the bar that we can hold the Bears to every single down this season. Once again, it's Fan Art Sports, Bears latest. I'm Dan Levy. The Packers suck. Bear down. Let's get it going. Go over the Chiefs. Let's see some Bears awesomeness, and let's keep this momentum going. We'll keep you updated. We'll talk Monday. Thanks for joining me. We'll do it again. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Bear down. Hit me up in the comment section. Let me hear your battle cries. Go Bears.